So if that comes to the market, we are still seeing high levels of interest in that property.
Matt, thanks for joining me for our September property market update.
Thanks for having me.
So we've got a few things to talk about, but let's start with just overall housing prices, because that's normally how we kick things off.
Yeah.
So seasonally, this is a time that we see prices come down anyway. Rightmove's reported that there's about 1.3% reduction nationally, about £5,000. This is in asking prices, so not necessarily sale prices. But are we also seeing that slight adjustment, I guess, people pricing a bit more competitively? Yeah,
so as you mentioned at the beginning, seasonally this will typically happen. We've obviously, this is our September update, but ultimately we've just had July and August, and that's seasonally when we have a bit of a quieter period. People have other sort of priorities, I guess, childcare with kids being off school, holidays to commit to, and different things like that. And what that means is that obviously activity drops a little bit. So what homeowners that are still concentrating on selling their property, they might want, try and get an edge. They make adjustments to pricing to do that. So yeah, what we have seen nationally from those statistics is very much what we've seen in our offices as well. For us as estate agents that deal with this all the time, it's nothing that we worry about. We just kind of know it's coming. We explain that to our clients and we have those sort of conversations. It's been fueled, I guess, a little bit more as well. We've talked about this in other updates, but there's high stock availability at the moment. I think you've got some stats to sort of pick up on that as well. But when you have that higher stock level, you're competing against more people to grab buyers' attention. So it's as simple as that. So still that buyer's market. Yeah, so stock levels nationally 10% higher. Okay. A little bit lower locally, so 4% higher than this time last year. So you're absolutely right. And I think last year we also had high stock levels. So it's competitive space out there for home sellers, isn't it? Yeah, very much so. As I mentioned, it's a buyer's market at the moment, and that's not to say that those buyers, it's because they've got a bit of choice. They feel the urgency is gone, so they're still buying houses. There is still demand for house sales. That is still happening. Let's pretend, not pretend that that's the case, but ultimately, because they've got that choice, they can be a bit more fussy. But a good house that comes on the market, in whether that's a location, whether it's well priced, or whether there's other unique selling points about the house, if that comes to the market, we are still seeing high levels of interest in that property. We're still seeing multiple offers coming on those properties as well, and they're being secured. And that's what agents are doing. They are also, like I said, if they can provide that advice to clients, and that's why you're seeing that adjustment in pricing, because people are then seeing that and going, well, okay, a house has come on the right price, looks good, great location, it's selling. We need to capture that audience at the end. Yeah, and we talk about seasonally August being a slower month. We're now coming into September, October, which actually are far busier months, aren't they? So if you're thinking about moving, it's actually a great time to take advantage of that. September, everything goes back to normal, I guess. Like you said, kids will go back to school this week, and then the holiday season starts to end a little bit. And you've also got that, dare I say, the Christmas word, but you've got Christmas on the horizon, and you still have that, in the right circumstances, that small window of opportunity to even be in your new house before Christmas. So of course, with families looking to upsize, stuff like that is actually an important element to it. I want to be in my new house before Christmas. So you really have that sort of flurry of activity come back to the marketplace. And we've seen that already. We're filming on the 3rd of September, and ultimately we've already seen that sort of pick up over the last couple of days. Great. And we've also seen mortgage rates are still coming down ever so slowly. I got the figures. So average 2-year mortgage is now around 4.5%. Last year it was about 5.2%. So the affordability is coming down, along with the prices perhaps staying relatively even. So like I said, there is those opportunities out there, and it's probably a better market now compared to last year. Can you pick up a house for better value? The figures suggest that is the case. Cheaper mortgage rates, better affordability factors with those mortgage lenders as well. Another reason why you need to speak to a financial advisor, because that's forever changing. And again, of course, we can put you in touch with those people as well. It's going to be a good time. We're excited about September and October, those sort of traditional busy months, because everything seems set to all move in the right direction.
Great. There is a slight potential grey cloud. We're not sure. So there's, and we can't go into the details because we don't know what they are yet.
Yeah.
But there's talk of maybe stamp duty changing and things like that. I guess typically when we see that there's potential changes to things, whether it be or a deadline or something, people sit on their hands. They tend to hold back. Have we seen any signs of that yet, or not really?
Probably too early to tell. It's only been a couple of weeks since these sort of ideas have been floated, and of course we have no certainty on exactly what's going to change. It is obviously a hot topic. We are being asked all the time. You know, what effect is this going to have on the market, or how does this affect me, sort of thing. That's the question people are asking mainly, and ultimately we don't know. We'll find out.
I think there's been so many ideas floated that it's difficult for us to say. Isn't it? It could go one way or the other. Until we have that certainty come into place, we don't know. Again, we will revise accordingly once we have that information. I mean, from my experience with these things, regardless of what is happening kind of in the political world or with taxes and things like that, people still need to move home at the end of the day, don't they?
Yeah.
And so we're not too concerned about that. It's just about us being able to guide people and give them the best advice when we can.
You're spot on. Everyone needs a roof over their head. And ultimately that people move for lots of reasons, and a majority of those reasons, obviously finances are taken into consideration, but that's not the motivator.
No.
Ultimately, people move for lots of reasons, and that's why we're not concerned, if that makes sense.
Great. So if someone's looking to move, if they need some advice, how do they get in touch with us?
Yeah, so what I'd add as well, I think it's really important at the moment that this is a market where there's lots of factors at play, and there is success being had, and that's why you need to speak to an agent and get that advice. It's what will give you an advantage at the moment is getting the pricing right, having a proper market strategy in place, making sure that is executed properly, all brought together with the strategy, with the pricing, and with having that plan, because that's where the success is to be had, and we're finding that if we'll discuss that with our clients. So that all starts with a market appraisal or having a conversation with someone in the office. So you contact your local Ellis Winters office, we'll arrange one of those appointments, or we'll just have a chat on the phone, or we can have a chat in our office and provide that advice from how we can help you move, to financial services, to conveyancing, bringing all that together. Reach out to the office and one of the team will be able to help.
Great. Thank you, Matt.
No, thank you very much for your time.